Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing Progressive Capitals on the Alcatraz map. We're playing as a green player out of the third position, and we have this prime cap choice in the middle of the board. Now, this one usually signifies maybe a bit of a delay before we start seeing the action for ourselves. A little bit of a take card and pass early, but an early block on the blue player here would be pretty powerful. I'm actually very surprised to see the blue player out of the first position prioritize the noob corner bonus over the +8 in the top left. You guys know from previous tier list. Did I call this tier list Tuesday? I don't think I did. If I did, apologies. Fell on Friday videos. Oh boy, that's gonna be it could be bad for me actually. That is an infinite trading zone between black and blue. Whether or not my opponents are skilled enough to take advantage of that will remain to be seen. But that is something we're going to have to look out for, is that infinite trading zone there. Yeah, you guys know I always really like this +3 or +8. I'm looking at my 3 +8 top left. A ball jumbled up this evening when recording this, but hope you all are having a delightful Friday morning. Felon Friday, the series on the channel for those of you unfamiliar, where we play Alcatraz and Supermax Prison, the two prison maps, every single Friday. We're playing again with just the standard meta settings: progressive cards, balanced splits dice, no rank restrictions, alliances, and portals are off. Fog and blizzards are on. We're playing with automated inactivity behavior as well. And blue plays this a little bit slow. Now, my prioritization here is going to be to remove blue from any places he can get cards, and he is the player directly adjacent to black here. So that is something interesting. Blue now sees my cap here, also sees this 5, so he's going to lose this 3, and I think it makes perfect sense for me to, with how much middle board I have to operate from, to simply remove his material in here as best I can. I am going to assume, yeah, see, this is what I thought. White appears to be the player top left, and maybe he had a big, oh, he doesn't actually take a card, he just slow rolls here. I'm going to dump all of this here. I'm going to go for board vision. I don't need to retain this. Red and pink back there. And pink goes before red. That's a pretty bad cap by the pink player, given how much content the red player has back there. I mean, if you look at this, so white tried to get his card here and failed. I'm surprised he didn't play off the 5 in the middle, so that's going to be a missed card for him. You got a 5 cap here, capped on a 2 in a bonus where he had no additional material. Meanwhile, red has 8 in the bonus, had a 5 outside capped on it, and he's going to start with the most troops. Red may very well take this capital from pink if pink is not careful. We'll see how many troops he places back there. As the black player dumps 5 over here, going to operate elsewhere, it seems. So it really comes down to where white is capped. I think he may have uncontested cap choice left side. So it's going to be in my best interest, actually, to knock black out of here and blue out of here on the left-hand side to try to get these guys restricted to a position on the right. It does look like pink is going to shoot. No, you shouldn't attack. Ugh. Yeah, I don't love him presumably taking a card elsewhere. You should not roll red's cap. He will very quickly give this game to red if he rolls that cap. He actually brings everything back to cap. That's wise. Now we're going to have to hopefully pay attention here. The issue is that there's a 5 in the back. There's a 3 here. Red doesn't have to aggress this right away. He should knock me out of here, though. He actually could stack on pink here and still feel safe. That's the issue with what pink is doing here, is red can actually still have a 10 stack externally, leave the 12 here, and just, oh, he's going to approach it like this. Wow. I mean, I think that's the correct choice. Yeah. I really do think that is the correct choice. Blue obviously hits me because I know there's material out up here. Presumably still has some material behind himself, so likely won't have this bonus in the next turn. It's really going to come down to what does the white player do here. I don't know where he's capped. He's presumably waiting for material to clear out of other parts of the board. I am not going to take any cap troops here if I can avoid it. And we're going to start working on bottom left. I don't think it's going to end up working for me. I have a feeling that white is capped down here. But if for some reason he's not, that would be pretty good. I'm going to hide the troop counts for now. I don't think it's super important in the early game. But this cap choice, for me, it's probably the second best cap. I don't know where white is, but it's probably the second best cap. The red player is likely got the best cap on the board. Pink, I would say pink's is the worst, but it probably still is. But the blue and black players back here, particularly black, is going to have a tough time. Although he does again have that infinite trading zone with blue, which may end up working out for him. And he does trade after blue, so if he doesn't give blue additional cards in here, it's a potential early block. And black's got 3 more cards that he can take back in here himself. Pink does get a card in the middle, so hopefully put everything on capital, but red could have 19 here that he can roll with. And if he 19 on 14, I think, what would be 14 or 15? 19 on 15, I think, is still a possible roll for low level cap rolls. Interested to see. He puts 15 here, so likely not going to roll this right away. Hits me out of here. This will be down to a 14 stack. Yep. But everything in here is red other than the pink cap, which is why I don't love pink's cap back there. Blue reps around to his turn, and white is behind a card. Got to keep that in mind. I'm going to keep playing for this. Maybe I end up with the bonus, which is great. And if I do, then delightful. And maybe I don't, in which case white probably knocks me out of here. And then is in a very, very strong position to snowball, especially because we saw him be very, very cautious with his troops in the early game on these first 2 turns. Didn't take a card on the first turn. And on the second turn, played off of the 5 once it got opened up a little bit. But I'm going to continue moving back here and basically until we find white's cap, because I've got a strong enough cap in the middle of the board where I may as well... Yeah, 21. Deep in the pocket, though. That is interesting. So nobody's capped along this line. He is all the way back here. Knocked red out behind. We do have a joker. So 21 cap. White could probably take his bonus on the next turn. Black fist bumps there. Did he just take this bonus? One of 2 things happened. Either blue just got his cap rolled, because I don't think black ever attacked down here before, or black tried to take this over here, which, like, at that point, why would white ever let you hold this? I'm surprised white didn't push. He never hit into the middle here, so he didn't know. I think he knows red's here. He didn't know pink was capped here. I think black may have tried to take this bonus over here, which we obviously don't want. I've got a little bit of room to use some troops here now. Obviously, black not stacked against me. We do have pink in this pocket on Commandant's office. He hasn't played off of that yet. Blue still doesn't have the bonus back here. I think this is either white or red's game to lose. More likely red's long term. White's in the immediate if he's able to push for a bonus quickly. There is blue in the middle board. We got to get rid of this now. If he's taking the bonus, we absolutely have to get rid of this. Because these 2 are operating together back there. I can't let him sit out here. Because once he has that bonus, the longer we let him stay out here, he's just going to keep committing troops. Especially if black never opens him. It maybe makes sense to let black hold this right now. Kind of crazy that he'd try to hold that. I don't think white should let him. A white bot out would definitely change the game, but I don't think he's going to... Yeah, it looks like he's going to play. All right, we are going to hit blue. Because I know he's stuck back there. And black does not have this bonus. So black either retook in here just now or opened up blue's cap, either of which is probably good for me. Blue may still exist here. That's something to keep in mind. He may still exist on the left, but we got a large margin of his troops that were not stuck out of the board, right? We don't want to let a player who's stuck in a pocket like that out, especially if he is not able to trade with black yet. Like if black hasn't taken this card on main stairway. That's just bizarre play by pink. Why attack? Why not save the troop? You are stuck. He is absolutely stuck back here. There's really no reason for that play by pink. Guess it makes it harder to take out in here. We don't have a trade yet without the Joker, which isn't great. Red continuing to presumably stack against the pink player there. Blue does not have the bonus yet. This should force him to take it. He may not even take a card here, though. He does take a card. So the question is, does he... We're going to find out if he took his bonus, because I think he had taken 2 cards back here, maybe. White still hasn't pushed for this yet. He is in here. No sense knocking pink out yet. It would make more sense to do it once he's on a actually on the trade-in. But yeah, black should prioritize taking blue out of here, because black's got at least 4 cards in here, and with how quickly the trades ramp up, and he doesn't know that I knocked a blue 8 out of the middle. Interesting that he's getting the Y from red. I wonder if red had some material sitting here that black just hit in the middle. But blue could very possibly be over here. White could also be kill guarding blue. It's evident that the white player is a pretty strong player. Somebody is behind him here, right? On storage. Someone is there. There's basically a 1 in 5 chance. Or 1 in 5. It could still be him. There's basically a 1 in 5 chance that if we go for an elimination, we fail it because white has it kill guarded here. The benefit is that white is the player immediately ahead of us. So if we go for a player when they're on a trade-in, the chances are whatever is back there would set in if that's the only remaining spot, especially if the player bots in response to that. I'm wondering if red takes back towards capital here. I think it's fine to let white play in the middle board right now. Obviously a 1-point card block over there, where you would just confine him to the bonus and trap him here, and we know there's no caps on that line. Blue still does not have this. So I think the blue player... Oh, he actually... Yeah, blue card skipped on that last turn. Card skips again because he doesn't want to take the last card in here for some reason. So I actually trade first. I wanted to force pink's trade. I want to force pink's trade behind red. Because I don't think that'll feed him. Maybe it does. Black puts 7 there. He starts with trades for 8. So we got an extra +2, and then Obviously starts with 5 troops, so puts most of that on capital. We obviously have the trade in, so I start the trades. Blue misses cards again. Black still, I don't think, has gone into this pocket yet. It's possible Blue's kill guarding pink. That would actually make the most sense if he understands the board well enough, but he doesn't know inherently where pink is capped. It would also make sense that Blue is skipping. I wouldn't have probably skipped on that last turn. I probably would have taken the last card here. But I guess hold out on your trade-in as long as you can. But I'm almost hopeful that this gets pink. Pink does take a card. My question is, was that enough to get, because the reason I did that was in the hopes that pink hits whatever stack red has here. And then red's forced to play off of his capital and hit pink. But it looks like he's just playing off of whatever material he has back there. Either that or pink actually has cards over here in this stockade bonus. But it didn't feed the capital, so I wanted pink out of here. Obviously, this gives black additional cards, but I wanted pink out of there for that reason. Yeah, white, I don't know. I don't know who's back here, but I think it's somebody. Does he finally go for the bonus here? He goes forward. He does finally go for the bonus. Pretty quickly, too. Pretty quickly. Red with nothing additional on cap right now. I'll leave the 3 in the middle. I'd rather pull the 1 up. Black is getting 11. He could kill blue right now. Trades early. So white is letting him hold this for some reason. I was wondering if he took that on the last turn. I think that's going to end up working out very poorly for him. An early trade from black. And he just traded for what, the 15? So he trades for the 15, gets the 11, and we see him play 6 troops back here. 6 or 7 troops. And we found pink. And not only, so black is fully in here. We'll likely see white fully in here. We've got pink in the middle board. I think, again, when we get to 5 cards, I mean, red, I don't know why red hasn't knocked pink out of the middle of the board yet. It's really pretty inexcusable. If you want to push your advantage here, that's exactly what you do, is you knock pink out of the middle of the board. And he is not doing it. That is crazy. Blue is still on 5. I can't believe also that black did not go back into blue. I mean, it's possible that black is not open to blue. Maybe black hit this at some point. White does have that bonus. So black here, white here. I'm not super worried at this point about losing my capital. Yeah, white did break black there. So I think that black's got a relatively large stack on mess room, but not on the backside there. The key to this, honestly, because blue is actively not taking cards, by the way, is if blue is on main stairway, because there's a spot he can take back here. I mean, it's as simple as that. Blue can take a card back here. He's just not doing it. I mean, he knows he's stuck. At the end of the day, blue could have capped over here. Granted, I understand now why he didn't. In hindsight, the 2 that he had here was flanked by a ton of red material. Man, you best be careful here. I'm on 5. We've already seen black set. I don't think we'll see red set just yet. Because, again, I do think that red is stacked on pink. We are going to knock pink out of the middle, though, especially because this next set of trade-ins, right? I'm going to trade for the 20. Oh. All right, he took the 5 out. So that's pretty cheap cards here on pink. So black at some point fully had this. White, we know fully had this. Remove the kill guard of both me and if somebody else was in there. Black is still here. Pink's still in the middle. Blue, actually, now we can tell because we had full vision on red's bonus before. We've seen both of these bonuses get taken. Blue is fully restricted back in this back right here. And he does take his final card. So that's really intriguing. Because if he's not open to black, he's just going to trade in and do nothing. There's no way that his trade here on this next turn. Yeah, I'll be 20, pink 25, red 30, and then blue would be 35. But white's cap is already safe enough for that, and or black's cap rather is already safe enough for that. We do trade the 20. Feels pretty good about that. There's no way I have an elimination on red, even with what we saw on their capital, because they're stacking so much in front of pink. Black is right here. I'm not going to target black yet, but I do want to remove him when the time comes. But I don't think the time is yet. I don't think that is the right choice. Now, yeah, black has not broken white here. This is an interesting play, by the way. If black is actively taking these troops, despite the fact that he's got the 9 in the middle, you need to save these 3 troops as long as you can. I think this is actually a big mistake by black, taking these cards back here. I do think that's a big mistake. We're going to see if blue has an opening here. He's on 5. If black has opened him, black could very well lose this capital. And maybe that's why he took back here, because he wanted to have the extra troops. But the problem is you have a 9 over here that you can take anyway. Pink does manage to hit whatever red had in front of him. Which we kind of knew would happen. We have a trade on 3. Oh, he just took red's cap. He just took red's cap. Is he going to get the elimination? Oh my goodness, he had enough to get the elimination. I didn't realize that when I hit him out of the middle, that's what that would cause. He is going to be on 5 cards, guys. I hope white... Oh, please. Oh my god, that's the worst play pink could have just made. So now I don't have to wrap through white's 4 or black's 9. All I have to do is just go straight through. I've got to trade on 3. Oh my goodness. Blue sets. Now I'm curious, does blue have opening into black? Because black's on 3 cards as well. If blue manages to acquire black's capital here... Or has black never opened him? I think that was a game-losing play by pink, admittedly. White has a trade-in, but I don't think White's cap isn't open because he was capped on Workshop. So unless his cap stack is actually on Basement Stairway, he's not going to be able to take pink out. Blue does get a card. $61, that's not going to be enough. His stack was open, by the way, in case you were wondering. Or at least to some degree. I don't think that's enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. It is not enough at all. We trade off of pink. We don't trade off of white, but I'm going to set in here. This guy needs to shut up. cards for white here. I can't believe white fed that elimination. I cannot believe he just fed that to me. Black is also 3 cards. I have an extra card here I can take. I don't have a trade on 3, but he sets this. This is actually, so there's a big reason I did this like this. He's going to eliminate blue. No, he actually failed that roll. Blue doesn't trade off of him, though. So to come secure this kill. Wow, black just sacked himself. I'm surprised at that. I mean, blue did trade there. He opens me. That was crazy, man. I can't believe that white did that. Because that wasn't his... he had 12 back here still, but that wasn't his whole stack. So I had a bigger stack that would have been able to come and hit pink and take that capital and everything. White just simply didn't have the juice. I mean, we saw 9 troops here. He had 8 on that capital. I can net myself an extra card here. I can sit in front of him. Oh. I mean, I think he brought it all back to cap, right? I'm just going to play it safe. Knowing he doesn't have a trade in here. I don't really trust this player just because I don't actually think he's bad despite the cap choice. And he may have fortified everything back into a pocket spot here, but I just didn't want to risk it. Okay. I'll give you the thumbs up. Yeah. I wish he would have just left it out. You know, he fortified it all back. I wish he would have left it out forward. But at this point, I mean, there's not much you can do with 300 troops coming at you when you only had like a 75 cap. So, GG's. Good game. Well played, and a big old thumbs up to you. That was certainly an opportunistic play. 93. Yeah, we would have been able to hit through that anyway, even if it was on cap. So, that was wild. Black, I think, could have. So the interesting thing here, by the way, guys, if you didn't realize, that was actually a very losable game for me if I didn't generate troops fast enough to hit black. And the reason for that is these two could have infinitely traded with each other. Now, I would have had one more card here. So if I stacked against black before his trade in, and I'm getting like 40 troops a turn, I think I would out-generate and be able to take black's cap before blue is able to generate enough troops to come hit me. But because black moved first, blue would have the opening if they traded in this infinite pocket to come hit me. So I did get a little bit lucky that black decided to sack there. But I do think I was generating too many troops and was too close to a trade-in. And we saw that I did end up having it on 4 cards to the point where I don't think they could have outpaced it. I think maybe if that whole pink and white exchange happened when the trades are 20 troops higher in favor of black and blue, maybe I'm not able to bust through there in time. But I think because it happened here, I was probably fine, but a little bit dicey nonetheless. The ranks on our opponents, we got master on white and blue. I just think white jumped the gun a little bit there. And I also think he held out a little too long on his bonus taking. I think pink knew the writing was on the wall, and that's why he eliminated red. Red really should have just kept those troops on cap. You could have let pink open up into your bonus the moment that they are forced to trade in, which is the sole reason I removed them. I didn't realize that removal play in the middle would have benefited me so much because of how weak pink was after that. And then obviously we got a little bit lucky that white had such a large stack opened up, ready to try to eliminate the ready to try to eliminate the pink player. Now, in hindsight, the one last thing I want to point out, and I know I'm just running through the things in my mind right now. I had 3 additional black territories back here, and that kind of middle bonus on the left-hand side. I probably should have left those there and just card blocked them. That would have been the best choice, and just stacked on all of my capitals evenly so that black couldn't take them, and then that would net me a few extra cards later on, trying to roll those guys and make sure that I don't get the infinite trading zone punishing me as early as it may have otherwise. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll be back next week with more Felon Friday. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, everybody, I have been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.